Well, thank you for staying with us here on Farm Guide. Well, before we went on that break, we were, of course, speaking about the various aspects that we have to get right in terms of this conversation about forestry and its place in the food security value chain. And I want to bring in Francis. We had him hold his horses before the break. And essentially the question, you'd mentioned bamboo earlier, and I want to delve into that now in detail. Why bamboo? Because I've seen people talk about it quite a bit. So why is bamboo such an interesting crop for farmers to focus on?
Very good. So bamboo, the reason why it is so important important for us to keep creating sensitization to the farmers, it is because bamboo, it was currently launched by the government as a seasoned crop, just like any other crop. You remember previously, if you could be found with your truck or whichever, the lorry or what have you, carrying some bamboo, it was treated like a crime. But currently, it is just like a cash crop. Bamboo, we can say it is in Guinness World Book of Records. It is very, very versatile, and it cuts across the board, across all the economic sectors. If you check bamboo, we normally, as a Grill Africa, we see this, we are in fruit trees, and again we do stuff about bamboo seedlings and value addition in our nurseries, and also during our expos we try to create those awareness. Bamboo, it is used to make it's a sustainable source of fuel. When it is used in the broilers, like people like the Bidco, they use massively, they use a lot of tons per day for that area. It has a lot of calorific value. It does not produce a lot of smoke, and you know this smoke, it is very dangerous to those people who are involved in cooking, the women, the girls, because sometimes, according to data, over 80,000 women or young girls, they die from respiratory challenges because of the smoking. And again, in terms of when you come in terms of the value addition, the furnitures that and even the poles from the bamboo value addition, they fetch a lot of income, whereas those operations, they doesn't need a lot of like an academic degree for people to do it. Even for those people who are unfortunate to afford the school fees and what have you, the Form 4 dropouts, and even the technical people who doesn't progress to the higher levels of the universities, they still do it and get their cash. And then the issues of crimes, they are minimized. And when you come to this piece about the climate change, bamboo is believed to absorb the most volumes of carbon dioxide, and while producing the most volumes of oxygen that is normally relied by the human beings for life sustenance.
Interesting conversation there, Beatrice. From an expert perspective, bamboo seems to be a wonder crop. Say something about this and how farmers can then start to figure out how to get this into the ecosystems.
The beauty with bamboo is that once you've grown it, it's like tea. It never quite goes, because you harvest. You can continue harvesting sustainably for as long as you can imagine. You know, a bamboo lives for 150 years. Wow. So once you've planted it, yours will just be to continue to harvest it, because it's a management practice, harvesting it. So you remove a bit and it continues to sprout. Also, it matures very early. At age 4-5, bamboo is mature, and now you're able to get the products he has been talking about. As a government, we want to produce more bamboo. We want to even have bamboo plantations, and we are targeting to do 75,000 hectares of bamboo in the 10 years we are talking about. And this will now spur the industry, bamboo industry. There are many investors who are interested in beginning bamboo industry, but they are not able to, because the material is not enough. We also have farmers who have grown bamboo, and they are looking for the market. So if we come in and increase the availability of bamboo material, then we will have enough to support industry. So and that will be really good for us.
So then for me, the question then becomes about how farmers can sort of start to formalize relationships that ensure that if they plant this, Francis, then they have markets because people have space. The seedlings seem to be available through the KFS and through people like you. How then do you ensure that if a farmer does plant this, is not left to brokers and others? Because we've had this quite often, that there is a possibility of growing things in different value chains. But then you end up with the brokers, like people in Meru have been complaining about sorghum and that sort of thing. In this case, how then do we start to ensure that if I come to you and start to plant the bamboo that we're talking about, you talked about Bidco and that sort of thing, how then do we get from the farm to Bidco?
Very good. So we can, in terms of market, we can say there is a lot of market for bamboo. And as I said, even the value addition itself, it can earn you sustainably. So you have a lot of edges. So like Bidco, we are very much aware they do contract farming, whereby because they normally, and they don't, the demand is too high because per day they requires a lot of over 6,000 metric tons of bamboo to feed in their broilers, in their boilers. And the alternative source of market is about the value addition. We say the furnitures. The furnitures, I can say the market is so huge because even like in ourselves, when we are doing these agricultural exports, the few furnitures and what have you, the posts that we have in our centers, nurseries, we don't meet the demand as per se. So what we are trying to ensure that sustainability in terms of the farmers don't struggle with the market. We are personally very much aware we have corporates like the Kefri who are creating awareness to these people, to the farmers on how they can be able even to absorb their own produce and do vertical integration. Instead of even selling, they start making the furniture, and to some extent they are even connecting them to the market. Also to other organizations that are incubating and accelerating the SMEs and the other companies like the Kenya Climate Innovation Centers, very much aware that they connect these SMEs or the entrepreneurs with the markets for the bamboo. Like for our case, we have been the beneficiaries of the Kenya Climate Innovation Center funded by the government of Denmark and the European Union. And in terms of the market for what we normally produce, the seedlings, we are able to even to share the same stories and also practically direct other farmers who are doing the bamboos, because we buy some bamboo depending on our capacity of production for the furnitures. So what I would like to say is for the organization like the Kefri to continue creating the more platforms in their branches across the country to absorb those farmers who are producing the bamboo.
Indeed, a very insightful conversation from both of you, Beatrice and Francis. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us, but unfortunately we have run out of time for our conversation. Indeed, lots of insights, and I want to say that I want to come back to this conversation later on. Of course, holding you to, in terms of account and talking about how many people we've actually onboarded to things like this, so that we can then say that we are walking the talk. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. Of course, that is the end of that conversation, but we still have more on the show. We now move to our